Body bags where horror lies.
Hello and welcome to Body Bags. My name is James and I'm your Sunday night reviewer. And to bring the end of our 1941 theme week to a close, I decided to take a look at The Devil Commands. Now, this theme week is a bit of a strange one for me, being British. Everything in the Second World War, like 1939 to 1945, it was just, from the history I've learned, of course, it's nothing was normal. There was no normality, and there's definitely no movies being made in the UK during that time. So yeah, it's a strange one to kind of do a movie that is so much in, well, it's world history, but with British history especially. In the First and the Second World War, they're so heavy, intrinsic with what went on in the day-to-day life of basically every man, woman, child was different in the country. So yeah, to think that there's just movies being made during this time for just pure entertainment for people to go to the cinema. It's a crazy thought. But anyway, I've got some notes here. I'm going to say this wrong. The director, Edward Dmytryk, is an American-born but to Ukrainian immigrants. I think he was born right at the start of the century and actually passed away right at the end of the... born at the start of the 20th century, around 1908 I think it was, and he's passed away 1999. So yeah, I'd be honest, I don't really know many movies around like this time period, so I don't know much about his filmography, but I do know the lead, which we have Boris Karloff, of course. Yeah, so basically we dive into the film. I've got some notes here just to help me through it. Is as a scientist who sadly loses his wife. Yeah, he's kind of built this machine and he thinks that he can communicate with her through various means. He thinks that he can dip into the realms of the dead and make contact with his wife. I think it's just a pure thing of desperation driven by grief, sadly. Because earlier in the movie we see he's testing her on the machine and you see these distinct patterns in her brainwaves, and he thinks he sees them again. He thinks she's trying to contact him. So that's kind of where the film kind of goes. After the funeral, everything becomes quite strange from his daughter, and delving deeper and deeper into this world of losing grip on reality. And yeah, she gets help from a psychic, so she believes that he could maybe contact the dead as well. She sees a monetary value towards this. And he feels that when she's close, that his wife makes the strongest contact. So it's kind of, yeah, they're kind of working together on this. And they move to this house on top of a hill that's really like kind of cool and eerie looking. But how they communicate, it's with people not of the living. And the townspeople, they start to, people disappearing and bodies disappearing and stuff like that. And they're convinced that he's this mad scientist and will a witch hunt ensue. You have to kind of watch the movie to kind of get that. I'm not going to give it all away. Yeah, I mean, this is a kind of a not a sprint of a movie, but it's I know it's popular at the time. Not all movies were this length, but this is just over the 1 hour mark. And yeah, there's quite a few movies around this time. I think it's a mixture of things, and one of them budget maybe. I don't like this one doesn't have the biggest budget, I believe. I think it's fairly low, but still saying that, the set designs look really good. The atmosphere is kind of built through these sets, and obviously the foreboding presence of Karloff. It's yeah, you get quite an emotional touch with him, especially like the daughter comes back later in the movie and she can see the despair in her father, and like how he's like I said, he's losing grip on reality, and she tries to like pull him back. And yeah, he kind of comes across quite well. And you have the robot vessel suits, and they look really menacing for the time. I thought that they look really cool, kind of something from like the old witch hunter days kind of thing. But anyway, I think that's enough of the review. Pretty sure this has a release. I think it's Eureka. Maybe it's sometime last year that Eureka put a box set out of Karloff movies. Maybe the end of 2021. Yeah, and I believe that this is one of the movies that's on that box set. So that's a good way to get a good viewing of that movie. Or you can just do what I do, and you can stream it. It's available on Amazon for rent. Was it $3.99 using a VPN, I think. But anyway, that's the end of the review. I hope you guys enjoyed the whole week. Bit of a different thing, you know, kind of tracking back in time. That sounded weird then. I think I need to get to bed, so I'll catch you guys next week. Thank you. Good night.